Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network now presents Let's Talk Sports. We'll take a look at scores and sports stories, talk with coaches, players, and others. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup, Kentucky Farmers Bank, River Cities Builders, and J.D. Flooring of Greenup. Now, here's your host for Let's Talk Sports, James Collier.
And good morning from Borders Sporting Goods out on US 60 in Cannonsburg. Welcome into Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. James Collier, happy to have you along with us here this morning. Open house for Borders Sporting Goods going on. It was yesterday and today. Doors are open, and they've got all kinds of great stuff going on out here. Come out and see us today. But I'm going to put this out there first. The first person who either saw my Twitter post, my Instagram post, or hears this on the air that comes in and says, hey, I heard it on the air this morning, you're going to get your chance to go over here and pick out one of these brand new Berkeley Nessies. So it only happens while I'm here. I'm going to be here for a little bit after the show as well. So you got to come in, say you either saw it on Twitter, heard it on the show, or one of the two. But come and see me, and we'll get you squared away and hooked up for some good stuff here. They've got all kinds of great specials going on. Again, we got a little bit of a taste of spring in the air earlier this week, and then Mother Nature screwed it all up last night, dumped a bunch of snow on us. But it's not too far away. We're gonna be out there enjoying the greatness of weather here pretty soon. We just got to dig through a couple more, probably about 6 weeks or so, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. But there's been a few cancellations of games today. I'll pass those along to you in just a second. Let's run through games from last night that were played and final. Here was a big one. This one caught me. I don't want to say caught me off guard, but I think this was a really good win. Ashland goes down to Lawrence County, 73-63 winners over the Bulldogs. I've been told that there's a chance that Chandler Thompson may be in the house this morning. If he is, we'll grab him and talk with him a little bit. But I think that's a great road win for Ashland. Again, anytime you go into the 15th and you come out of there with a win, especially when you're playing the top team out of the 15th, that's a solid bunch in Chandler Thompson's crew. But a big win last night for Ashland. That's a quality win before they get ready to take it into postseason play. Not a lot of games around the local area that did play last night. A lot of teams that were scheduled up today. Another one that was a big one last night up in Fleming County. Mason County goes up to Flemingsburg and hammers Fleming 93-72. Throw an asterisk beside that one because Seth Hickerson did not play in that basketball game. And I was told there were several. You could really tell the difference with him being off the floor. And again, he's kind of their leader, their leading scorer and stuff like that. But take nothing away from Mason County. They're a solid basketball team. They can definitely get after it. And big win there. I think they said, somebody told me last night that was the first time Fleming County had lost at home like 25 games. So a good one for Mason County. Again, anytime you put Mason County, Fleming County together, that's always a rivalry from the days back when Fleming County was in Region 10. So that's what it is from there. All right, on the boys' side of things today, Ashland is going to entertain the top team of the state in Great Crossing today at 4 o'clock. That game is still on from the last I've heard. I've not seen anything of it going otherwise, but that'll be a great test for the Tomcats when they bring that one out. Bracken County was supposed to go to East Carter tonight at 5. That game has been canceled. So the Polar Bears, I guess it was too cold for them to make the trip. So there's no game out in Grayson tonight. So Lewis County will entertain Menifee County today at 3:30. Graceland has Nicholas County scheduled to come in today at 2:30. We'll have that game on Kool TV, and that wraps up things on the boys' side of them. Bath County goes to Russell tonight at 7:30. On the girls' side of things, Bath County defeated West Carter last night 73-52, and I want to talk about this game just a little bit because I was there and actually did this game. First off, if you have not got a chance to see Ashton Barrett play from Bath County, she is maybe the best kept secret in the 16th region on the girls' side of things. That young lady is phenomenal. She does a little bit of everything across both sides, offense, defense. She shoots it with so much confidence. She has an unbelievable range. There was a couple of times she stopped in transition from about 22, 23 feet, and it was as soon as it left her fingertips, you knew it was there. It was no doubt it was in the bucket. But she goes off for 34 last night. And she's got some really good pieces of puzzle. The crazy part is they've got a little girl on their team. She's an 8th grader, Kyra Fareed. And if you know the last name, it might put it a little bit better when I tell you what number she wears. She wears number 35. And if you put those two together, yes, that is that same Fareed, Kenneth Fareed, who played at Morehead State, who was the national rebounding leader was a phenomenal basketball player there, went on to play in the pros, but that's his daughter. And, man, she's going to be dynamite. She's still figuring some stuff out, but she's very long and lanky, and she plays well around the basket. So we'll see how things play with that one. But don't turn your head on Bath County. I think they're going to have some stuff to say about the 61st District. They have not been to the regional tournament since 2015. And the interesting side of that, the last time that Rowan County missed the regional tournament was 2015. They play each other in the first round of the district tournament coming up in 2 weeks. So interesting thing how to play that. On the other side of things, I'm going to give a hat tip out to Faith Kahn out at West Carter, too. Her comments, again, they've had a tough season. They've had injury after injury after injury. They get Kaylee Kimmings back, and from an ACL injury, by the way, he came back in 4 months. And she was on the floor last night. Looked pretty solid, playing some sparing minutes, but giving a nice boost off the bench. And then what they do, they lost Nova Hatton, one of their leading scorers. She's got a sprained ankle. So, but midway through the third quarter, Bath County led this game 41-38. And then Bath County goes on a 19-3 run and pushed it out from a 3-point lead to a 19-point lead. And it was boom. It was out of the gate. And you look at what that Bath County team can do. It's just kind of like they kept beating on the wall, and it finally fell. And if you took that 4-minute span out of that basketball game, it was a tightly contested ball game all the way through. But Faith and what she's doing out in Olive Hill with such a youthful group, phenomenal to see her. So much respect for what she does with her program. But a tough loss for them, but I think they certainly found some stuff to build on moving forward as they get ready to go into the 62nd District Tournament. They'll play Morgan County in that opening round. East Carter defeated East Ridge last night, 61-36. Pikeville over Morgan County, 70-51, and that was all for the girls' side of things. Today, Raceland is going to Augusta at 7:30 tonight. That's a phenomenal place to go play. That gymnasium, it's like old school basketball. Now, if you've never had a chance to go inside the gym in Augusta, it's something. It's a special place to go play a game of basketball. Rowan County goes to Johnson Central tonight at 7:30. Ashland is at Knott County Central today at 3:30. Fleming County goes to Nicholas at 3:30. East Carter is at Pike County Central today at noon. Pikeville and Sacred Heart, the top team in the girls' side of things in the state. Sacred Heart has not lost in the state of Kentucky. I think they're 20-7. Let me double check and see what the record is coming into this week. Yeah, 20-7. They have not lost in the state of Kentucky. Top team in the girls' side of things. That'll be a good test for Pikeville. They were ranked 6th, 7th this week in the latest state polls. So definitely that'll be an interesting matchup to see how the Panthers match up there with Sacred Heart. Again, we're out of Border Sporting Goods this morning. It's open house. Doors are open. Come out and see us. Again, first person through the door that comes and says, hey, I saw your post on Twitter, Instagram, or heard you on the show this morning on the air here on Kool 105.7. You can come over here on the wall, and we'll let you pick out a brand-new Berkeley Nessie, whichever size and color that you wish. But you got to do it while I'm still here. I'll be here till about 11:30 this morning. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. NCAA basketball heating up as we get about a month before we get into conference tournament time. Take a look at all those top 25 matchups coming up. Daytona 500s this weekend. We'll kind of go through some of the pieces there. We'll talk with Brad. I'm sure we can find a little bit to talk with him about. Of course, Brad Taylor out here at Borders. And, of course, the Border Sporting Goods rant of the week. We're going to talk a little bit of Aretha Franklin. How about some respect as we go through that? That's as we continue here. Let's talk sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup. 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
The greatest songs of all time. You've got Kool Kids 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports, on location out of Border Sporting Goods, the open house this morning out here. Come out and see us, open 9 to 6. We've got all kinds of great specials going on in the store. We'll get you set up now with Brad Taylor. And Brad, good morning. How are you, my man?
Doing great.
This is an annual event you guys put on. It's a 2-day event, and we talked just a little bit ago. A great crowd came out yesterday up until about 3:30, 4 o'clock, but 9 to 6 today. Lots of great deals going on both hunting and fishing stuff, but it's almost fishing season.
Yeah, and you said the right words a while ago. Mother Nature put her foot on it. And but here's the crazy thing. I think by Wednesday it's supposed to be 61.
Yeah, 61 on Wednesday.
Yeah, so if you're thinking that this is going to kill the fishing, it actually probably will energize the fish, because when it snows, it puts a lot of nutrients in the water, and it literally makes them bite better. So as soon as you can get the weather straight, you get back out on the water, and today's the place to be is at Border Sporting Goods, getting your fishing stuff restocked, ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's February, and again, one of the things a lot of people think about is it's got to be warm. But you got to understand, March can be one of the most fanatic months of fishing, because a lot of times what happens is the big females, that's usually when they spawn.
Yeah.
They like that cooler water.
Yes, they'll come up and they'll make their nest, get out as fast as they can because they don't want to get caught. Well, now's the time to come get your stuff to catch them, because the bite actually started kicking up, like you said, last week, really good in this area. Gatesville, Grayson, Greenbow, Cave Run, there was a lot of fish caught. So it's going to only take a couple of warm days, and the fishing will be back on just like it was last week when we had that little warm snap in.
Yeah, and it's the other side, too, is that right now we got a lot of muddy water flowing around. You get that temperature, that muddy water holds that temperature a little better, so don't be afraid of the dirty water. You got to clean your boat a little bit extra. You have to clean the line a little extra. But that muddy water holds that temperature, and it pulls those fish up a little bit.
Exactly. And then, like I said, this next week it's supposed to warm up really nicely. And, it's a good time also to come in here and look at, some of the things you might need, might want. And we're going to have sales on it today. And it also, if you're still hunting, I mean, we got, some sales going on guns and safes. Archery, we got bows in here, and here's another thing which is really big at your school, Raceland, the archery program. We got the Genesis bows for archery here, which is a huge thing in the high school and middle school sporting events. They have a lot of kids shooting, so we have those come out and see us on those too.
Yeah. And again, another thing that you left out there, you guys got kayaks.
Yes, kayaks. Yes, we got kayaks, and we got them on sale. So people who don't want to spend, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a bass boat, come out here and see us on a kayak, and we get you in a kayak, and a really good fishing kayak for under $1,300.
Yeah, but now by the time you put all the gear on it, you're gonna be in about $5,000. But I mean, I said, there's some of these guys, they take their kayaks out here. It's almost like a modern day bass boat, all the stuff they've got on it.
Yes, there's a customer that's got live scope on his kayak, and I think he said he's got about $7,000.
Has he got a sniper pole on?
Oh yeah. So it's really intense and he fishes tournaments out of his kayak.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a full-fledged professional tournament series that runs, and it's something that I like fishing for my kayak. We do a lot of fishing down at Greenbow when we go fishing or go camping, and it's fun to fish out of one, especially when you get tangled into a good one. I mean, just hang on, it's going for a ride.
Yes, and here's the other thing about a kayak versus a bass boat. You can get to places where a bass boat can't.
Absolutely.
And that's where the fish usually are hiding because nobody harassing them or throwing a lure at them. You sneak in there with that kayak, and you may catch that fish.
Yeah, I can usually draft in about a foot of water with my kayak, so I can sneak in some places. And the other part of it is that if I'm landlocked and I just need to get to another boat, I stand up, pick it up, drag it across there, and go fish. So,
yes, exactly.
So again, open 9 to 6 today. All kinds of great sales. Come out and see Brad and the gang. We'll get you all squared away. Man, thanks for having us out here this morning. It's always a pleasure.
Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate you all. And I actually come in and did a morning session with Stephanie on Monday, and we went over some of the things we were going to do. And like I said, come out and see us. If it's a gun, safe, a bow, whatever you need, dog collars, a kayak, we've got it in stock. Come and see us, and we'll help you out.
Basketball season winding down. We got 2 weeks left before district tournament. So actually this week and then district tournament after that. So hard to believe here we are again. We're talking about it's almost time to head to Moorhead, and it should be a phenomenal field. I think we've got 4 teams at the top that are those 4 teams, and if any of those 4 teams are not in the semifinals, it's probably going to be a major upset.
Yes. There's going to be the widest open 16th region boys tournament I think they've had in years. There's a lot of teams that are, and there is some teams out there that could pull that upset. If they shoot well and one of the good teams is not shooting well, it could happen, but you've got 4 teams at the top of the tier that if they play well, they're going to beat anybody.
And we all, you and I both know all too well, it takes one bad night at Moorhead of shooting to where things go sideways.
Yes, if you have a bad night of shooting, and here's the other thing, if you don't play defense, that bad night of shooting compounds itself, and you really get beat. And that's the hard thing to swallow is defense is effort.
Yes, absolutely.
It ain't talent. It's effort.
It's about want.
It's want. And if the teams that decide to play defense and halfway shoot decent, well, whatever, they're going to win. I mean, you can shoot all you want. You ain't going to beat nobody if you're not playing defense.
I was talking to Randy Anderson in the preseason. He said, somebody asked him, said, Coach, you got a bunch of shooters, yeah? He said, yeah, I got all kinds of shooters. Everybody got shooters. He said, I need a couple makers.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So, well, Brad, thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you here in just a bit.
All right. Sounds good.
Again, we're out here at Borders Sporting Goods here in US 60 in Cannonsburg. Annual open house. They've got all kinds of great fishing sales, hunting sales going on. They've got several reps in the building, the pros here that get you all squared away. Again, I'll be with you until around about 11:30. And again, the first person that comes in here says, hey, I heard you on the air this morning, saw you on Twitter, on Instagram. I'm going to let you go over here and hook up a brand new Berkeley Nessie. It's one of their new soft swim baits. It's a phenomenal bait. I'm excited to get them out on the water this year and actually try them out again. But it's kind of one of those things. It's time for fishing season. It's the itch. I've already been out once this year, and it was just nice to get out on the water. It didn't do any good, but it was just a beautiful day. I was out with my dad and one of my friends. And we spent 3.5, 4 hours on the water. It was just a beautiful day to be on the water. So it's coming, but it won't take long before things get rolling for the fishing season coming up this season for sure. All right, we'll take a break. We come back, we'll check the college basketball scoreboard today. We've got great games on tap today in college basketball top 25. Daytona 500 runs tomorrow. We'll set the field for that. course, the Border Sporting Goods rant of the week a little bit later on. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations, and they carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
J Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call that can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Kool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Kool Hits weather.
Cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy for this afternoon, a high of 34. Clear tonight, low of 22. Sunshine on Sunday, a high of 46. Sunday night clear, low of 23.
Kool Hits 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Out of Border Sporting Goods this morning here in US 60 in Cannonsburg. It's their annual open house. They'll be open until 6 o'clock tonight. Come out and see the gang. They've got all kinds of great specials that they can get you set up with. Lots of things to get ready for, again, fishing season. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff in stock. There's boxes still rolling in here. They're getting out on the shelf, so they've got it all stocked up. A lot of the reps are in the building. Pros are in the building to get you help. Anything that you need questions-wise, whether you're trying to look for line, looking for new hooks, certain baits or so forth. Some of the new baits that are out there for that forward-facing sonar technology, they've got them in. The Berkeley, the Finisher, that's one of the new ones that's out there. They have those in stock. The Strike King KVD Elite is in the house as well. I've got one sitting right here in front of me, and they've got a full wall of the Berkeley Nasty. All kinds of, they've got the 5-inch, the 7, and the 9. And again, come in and tell me, hey, I heard it on the show. You're going to go over and pick one of those out. That's a great value right there. Those things are going to catch fish, I promise you. And I'm excited to see what they do around this area here locally. So, but they've got tons of rods, all kinds of great specials on those. G. Loomis, St. Croix, Lew's, Shimano, Abu Garcia, Fenwick, reels, all kinds of stuff. It's all ready to go this morning out here at Border Sporting Goods. All right, top 25 basketball action now with the Super Bowl out of the way. It's kind of whenever you kind of turn everything over to the college side of things. Now, it's NBA All-Star Weekend, and I'm not an NBA fan by any means. You know this all about. And the NBA All-Star Game is nothing but just an exhibition show. It's all it is. But this is when things for college basketball really ramps up. And there's some great games going on today across the board. Virginia Tech is at number 7, North Carolina. Carolina they've faltered a little bit here lately, and I don't know that that's a bad thing. I think it speaks to a lot of what comes to what the ACC is. The ACC is a good conference this year, but an ugly loss to Clemson. It was only the second time all time that Clemson had ever beat North Carolina in like 80 meetings. Then they bounced back with a tough win at Miami, 75-72. Always getting a win in Miami's tough. That's always been a tough place for North Carolina to go and win. But then they lose to Syracuse, 86-79 last time out. So, but looking at what they have to close out with, they've got Vatech at home today. They go next Saturday at Virginia, ranked 21st. They've got Miami at home, North Carolina State at home, Notre Dame at home, and then they close things out with number 9 Duke on the 9th. And then the ACC tournament will get underway after that. But it's just, I still think they're a 1 seed. They've still got some work to do. And I don't know that they have to win the ACC tournament to do that, but they've got to win out, I think. Going to Duke and getting a win to close out the season and taking a season sweep on the Blue Devils would be huge. But I think Carolina is certainly one of your top teams in the nation. At absolute worst, they're going to be a 2 seed. But they've got some stuff working. Just again, ACC basketball this year has been really, really solid, top to bottom. At 12 o'clock today, Texas Tech is number 10 Iowa State. Texas A&M goes to number 15 Alabama. I think Alabama's a team you got to watch out for. 9-2 in the SEC, and they've been playing some phenomenal basketball this year. And again, how crazy of a time is it that you're talking about SEC basketball, and you're talking about somebody other than Kentucky being the top of the heap. And Kentucky's just a kind of a mundane, middle of the pack type of team this year. But Alabama, I think they're probably a 2 seed, maybe a 3 seed, depending on what they do in that SEC tournament. Still got some work to do there at 15th in the nation. But looking at what they've got to finish out the year, they've got Florida, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida, and Arkansas. So 2 top 25 teams there, including Tennessee, that they get at home to certainly bolster their rankings. If they can get the win over the Cats and Tennessee, I think that puts them in conversation for a 2 seed, but probably looking more like a 3 when they get in that field of 68 coming up next month. Wake Forest at number 21, Virginia. This one's I think a dangerous game for Virginia. Wake Forest 8-5 in ACC play. Virginia's only picked by 2.5 at home. But Virginia's a team that you look at all the scoring, and most of your over and unders are 140, 150, 160 even, and then you get to Wake Forest, Virginia, it's 129.5. That's the style of Virginia basketball. They're going to grind it out. They're going to play defense and really get things after it. So that one's I think a dangerous game. That would be a quality win for a Wake Forest team that's kind of kicking and clawing, trying to stay in the mix there. Virginia 10-4 in ACC play. Number 17, Creighton is at Butler. Texas goes to number 3, Houston today in Big 12 action. Houston, all 3 of their losses in conference. They're 21-3 on the season. They've been playing some phenomenal basketball. Got themselves back up there in that top 4 after kind of stumbling a little bit there with those losses that they had. That kind of seemed like it showed up all at one time. Had back-to-back losses to Iowa State and TCU, and then they lost to number 8 Kansas, and number 8 Kansas got absolutely shelled earlier in the week by Texas Tech. That was an ugly loss for the Jayhawks. But looking at what Houston has to finish out after Texas today, they've got 3 teams that's ranked in the top, 4 teams ranked in the top 25. Number 10 Iowa State on Tuesday. That's on Monday. Days of the week have just been kind of running all together here recently. Number 12 Baylor on the next Saturday. They've got number 25 Oklahoma out in Norman on the 2nd of March, and then they close things off with a visit from number 6 Kansas on the 9th. Close out the regular season, and then sprinkle in Cincinnati and UCF in between that one. So I think Houston is at worst a 2 seed. They've certainly shown that they have the goods to go out and compete. If they win out, I think you're looking at a possible conversation for the top overall seed. But we'll see how things play out on that one. Fordham goes to Dayton, the number 16th ranked Flyers. They're 10-2 in Atlantic 10 action. They tip off today at 1:30. At 2 o'clock, number 9 Duke is at Florida State. Duke's only a 5.5-point favorite in this one. Florida State, they're not a good team, but they always seem to find a way to make games interesting when they bring in big teams like North Carolina, like Duke. So this one right here, I think it's a game to keep an eye on. Duke has to get some things going. You know, they started off so highly ranked and so highly touted, and they got the second game of the season, they lose to number 12 at Arizona, bounce back with a win over Michigan State, and then two ugly losses right there in the early half of the season. To Arkansas, 80-75, and then Georgia Tech, 72-68. They've lost to Pitt, which Pitt is a god-awful basketball team. They got hammered by North Carolina, who was ranked third at the time. Looking at what they've got to close out with, Miami, Wake Forest, Louisville, number 21 Virginia, and number 7 North Carolina. Those are at home. They go to NC State in between those. Those games right there play in a span of a week. So, you know, the next three that they've got with Miami, Wake Forest, and Louisville, not really exactly anything's going to set the world on fire. Of course, that Louisville team is just god-awful this year with everything that they've been through. But Duke's I think they've got to win out to try to get themselves into a 2 seed. Probably looking at more of a 3, and if they falter down the stretch, maybe sliding down to a 4, but I think Duke's probably more like a 3 at the bottom, and their ceiling's around a 2. Number 19, BYU is at Oklahoma State. Number 20, Wisconsin goes to Iowa today at 2:15. At 3 p.m. today, number 4, Marquette. They're 19-5 on the season, 10-3 in Big East play. They've got a battle with number 1 UConn as the Huskies, 23-2 on the season. They're 13-1 in the Big East. 2.5 game lead over Marquette. But you look at what UConn's done. The last loss was to Seton Hall. That was a 75-60 loss. They got hammered in that one. But thing of it is, though, is that they just, again, the Big East is not very good. There's no ranked teams in the mix of it. You know, they beat Creighton 62-48. Creighton was ranked 18th at the time. Gonzaga, the 76-63 win over Gonzaga, they were ranked 10th at the time. Gonzaga wasn't even ranked when they beat Kentucky earlier in the week. But you look at the way they close things out. They've got 2 games with Marquette today and on the 6th. Creighton on the 20th. That's Tuesday night. And then Villanova, Seton Hall, and Providence to close things out. So that's what's still on tap for the Huskies. But they'll get them all squared away. I think UConn is probably a 1 seed no matter which way you shake it down as it goes from there. 3:30 today, LSU goes to number 11 at South Carolina. It's number 6 Kansas and number 25 Oklahoma. The Jayhawks took an ugly loss at Texas Tech, 79-50. And that is certainly not going to win you any sex appeal points in a very, very congested top of the half of the college rankings for sure. Especially when you look out, you've got 19th ranked BYU, number 12 Baylor, number 3 Houston to close out the year. They still have to play Kansas State, which they lost to, by the way, 75-70, but they get that game at home. So the Jayhawks have some work to do. I think they're going to tumble when the new rankings come out on Monday because that loss to Texas Tech was just downright ugly. Number 14, Illinois is at Maryland today at 5:30. At 6 o'clock tonight, Vanderbilt goes to number 8, Tennessee. Looking at the Vols, again, I think they're a team that has the ability to probably play into a 2 seed. I don't think they can get up to a 1. They'd have to probably win the SEC tournament. But they close out with 4 ranked opponents, so that's certainly going to help the cause. Auburn, Alabama, South Carolina, Kentucky. And they get Kentucky at home. Auburn is at home, and they go to Alabama, to South Carolina. So the ability to play themselves into that seed is certainly there. Just can Tennessee take care of it? They seem like they can find a way to lose games they're not supposed to. Either way. Number 12, Baylor is at West Virginia tonight. I think that is a trap game for Baylor. They are a 7.5-point favorite. But West Virginia, they always find a way to take a team that's not supposed to be a team that they can beat and beat them. And when you go up to Morgantown and they're in the Coliseum, they find a way to play the best. Tonight at 6, number 22, Kentucky is at number 13, Auburn. Auburn 9-3 in the SEC. They're 20-5 on the season. 8.5-point favorite for Auburn as they take on the Cats tonight down at Neville Arena. Tonight at 7, number 23, Indiana State's at Southern Illinois. Rounding things out tonight in the top 25. Arizona State is at number 5 Arizona. That game out in Tucson. All right, we'll take a break. We come back. It's time for the Daytona 500. And it's always, when you talk about, you get past the Super Bowl, and then the next day, or the next week, is the Super Bowl for motor racing. And we'll set the field for it as they'll roll it off tomorrow down in Daytona. And that's as we continue here from Borders Sporting Goods in Canonsburg on the open house event. Come out and see us this morning. We'll be open till 6 o'clock today. But they've got tons of stuff on sale, all kinds of reps in the house, lots of specials. They'll get you ready to go for all your fishing needs. Get things going for the spring season. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup. 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
The greatest songs are always on. Cool Kids 105.7.
On Let's Talk Sports, coming to you live from Borders Sporting Goods. Hey, we have a winner. Todd Virgin came in this morning. He was listening, and he is the proud new owner of a Berkeley Nessie. So he's over here going through the selection. There are tons of these Berkeley Nessies, and if you've not had a chance to fish a soft, hollow-body swim bait, if you want, it's the action on these things are amazing. And again, if you're a fishing fanatic, you know what I'm talking about here. If you've not thrown these things, they are really, really remarkable what they do. You get your big glide baits, if you will, and that's kind of what these things are. They work as. But they're plastic. They're not the hard body. So they're not super heavy. You don't have to have the heavier rods and everything to throw them around. You can do a lot of different things with these things. So I've got several that I'm going to be working around with this year. I'm going to fish them a lot around here. I'm going to take them up north and see what I can do with them up north when I head up to St. Clair. But again, the Border Sporting Goods open house event. We're open today until 6 o'clock out here on US 60 in Canonsburg. Lots of the reps, pros in the house. We'll get you squared away with all the stuff that you got coming up. Lots of great fishing deals coming up as well. It's fishing season, ladies and gentlemen. So get out here and visit us. We'll get you all squared away to get your fishing season ready to rock and roll. Well, the Daytona 500 gets underway tomorrow, and something I will say about NASCAR is when a lot of the older guys, and these are the guys that I grew up watching, the Dale Jarretts, the Mark Martins, that group of guys, Rusty Wallace. I guess when those guys kind of started to trickle away, and then you had Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, that was in there, Kevin Harvick. When those names kind of started to filter away, I don't know. I kind of lost interest of NASCAR, and I didn't like the way how they kind of everything is just it's like a template across the board almost. But it's just something about the you talk about Daytona. It's a Super Bowl of motorsports. So you don't have to be a NASCAR fan to be something that is something that you can sit down and watch. I'll have this tuned in tomorrow. It'll be something to watch for sure. But Joey Logano and Michael McDowell is going to roll off on the front row. Logano has the pole, driving the number 22 Ford. The top five, and I'm not going to go all the way through the list here, but second row will be Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell. Chase Elliott and Austin Cindric will be in the third row. Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin in the fourth row, and then Carson Escobar and John Hunter Nemechek will round out the fifth row. And again, I'm looking at some of these names. I'm like, who are these people? It sounds more like a Formula One race with some of the names that's out there. Some of the other notables that jump out, Fred Keselowski will roll off at 16th, Kyle Larson 17th. Ross Chastain will roll off 21st, Jimmy Johnson in 23rd, Bubba Wallace in 24th. Mark Truex Jr. will roll off 27th, A.J. Allmendinger 28th. I was like, Allmendinger is just a straight NASCAR name. That guy, I don't care what it is, he just sounds like he's supposed to be in a race car. Corey LaJoie, of course, Randy LaJoie, the connection there. That one, he rolls off 29th. Ryan Blaney rolls off 32nd, Austin Dillon 33rd, Kyle Busch 34th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 35th. And rounding out the back of the field, Anthony Alfredo is 39th, and David Reagan is 40th. But down in Daytona, we'll roll it off tomorrow, and looks like I think weather looks to be okay. Race goes underway tomorrow at 2:30. So, again, when you look at it, it's for me, it's kind of always one of the things. You get Super Bowl, you get the Daytona 500, you get March Madness, and when March Madness rolls in, that's when fishing season is really starting to kick up. But it'll be here before we know it for sure. Looking at on the other side of things, going from one speed sport to another, the second tournament for golf is out in Riviera, and some interesting notes that came out yesterday. Jordan Spieth got disqualified for signing an improper score on his scorecard. So that takes that out. Tiger Woods, he's the host of the tournament. He withdraws due to an illness. I think his illness is the fact that he can't hit a golf ball like he used to. The first hole on the opening day on Thursday, his second shot, he hit an absolute shank off into the woods. So he sprayed it all over the golf course. Patrick Cantlay leads the way with 13 under par. He was 6 under yesterday. He's on 64-65. Some of the other notables up at the top, Jason Days in a tie for second, a three-way tie with Mackenzie Hughes and Luke List. Xander Schauffele is at a tie for sixth. He came up 22 spots yesterday with a 66. He's 5 under par on the round. He's 6 under for the tournament. Will Zalatoris, Tom Hodge, Tony Finau, and Hideki Matsuyama, all of those are tied in the top 10 there. Finau and Matsuyama rounds things down in the top 10. Max Homa, Cameron Young, Tommy Fleetwood in just a log jam there at 11th. Scotty Scheffler in that round as well. He's at 4 under par, but Cantlay trying to run away with it. Ricky Fowler is at 20th. He's at 3 under par. Victor Hovland is tied with him there at that same spot at 3 under. Log jam there at 3 under. The cut was at 1 over par. The last 4 getting in: Denny McCarthy, Charlie Hoffman, Sin Woo Kim, and Lee Hodges. Some names that did not make the cut: Matt Kuchar, Patrick Rogers, Wyndham Clark, Justin Thomas, 72-73. After a decent round out at the Waste Management tournament in Arizona, not a good backup there for Justin Thomas, who really struggled last year. Matt Fitzpatrick misses the cut, 75-71 for him. Adam Schenk, what a name, Schenk, to be a golfer. Tiger Woods withdrew after an opening round of 72, and then Jordan Spieth, he shot a 73 yesterday and then was disqualified for signing an improper card. So that's PGA, the Genesis Open out at the Riviera Country Club in California. Round 3 gets underway today. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, it's time for the Border Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. I've also been told that I think Mr. Chandler Thompson is headed this way, and we'll try to grab him if he gets in the house, too, and talk a little bit about Orange County basketball. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Kool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Kool Hits weather.
Cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy for this afternoon. A high of 34. Clear tonight, low of 22. Sunshine on Sunday, a high of 46. Sunday night clear, low of 23.
Kool Hits 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports, out of Border Sporting Goods US 60 in Cannonsburg for their annual open house event. Stop by and see them. We're open today until 6 o'clock. They've got tons of assistance in the building with the reps and the pros. Get you all squared away for all your fishing questions, all that gear that you need, getting ready for the upcoming season. Tony Virgin was the winner of our giveaway this morning. He was the first person to come in and say, hey, I've been listening on the air, so he picked up a brand-new Berkeley Nessie. But they've got tons of stuff, Berkeley Strike King, all the great stuff out here, full selection of line. If you need to get your reels spooled up, ready to go, Brian, again, get you all squared away with that. Come out and see us. We'll be up until 6 o'clock today. NBA All-Star Game this weekend. Last night it was the Rising Stars game. Also the semifinalists for this year's ballots of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame was announced. Two very big names that was on there, Vince Carter and Chauncey Billups. Carter, an 8-time All-Star, slam dunk champion, Rookie of the Year, and Olympic gold medalist. He retired back in 2020. Netted more than 25,000 points over 22 seasons. Billups had the nickname of Mr. Big Shot. He was clutch for the Pistons, a 5-time All-Star, 2-time defensive all-team selection. He was the MVP of the 2004 NBA Finals when the Pistons beat Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. So those are the two names that are the biggest names that's in the mix there. And I think those are probably, without a doubt, will be slam dunks to play off a little basketball pun there, if you will. But it'll certainly be those two, I think, are worthy adversaries of such a high, prestigious award to come in with that. Last night, the Rising Stars game, trying to find a box score if I can find it here. The NBA is never an easy thing to find. And of course, there's nothing on it whatsoever. They talk about who won it, but it was Benedict Mathurin. He was the hometown hero as he led Team Jalen to victory. He scored 18 points and hit the game-winning shot in the semifinals against Team Tamika. You know, the NBA is just something I don't get anymore. It's not very entertaining. You know, especially when you get to the All-Star game. It's not going to be. It's an exhibition game, and that's kind of what they've taken, which I think has made it almost a little bit more entertaining, at least to say the least. But it is what it is. You'll see how things roll out with it as it goes through. But if you look at the NBA right now, when you're at the halfway point, here's your top six in the East. Boston's the one. They've got a 6-game lead over Cleveland. The Bucks at 8.5. They've got all kinds of turmoil going on in the Bucks right now. Doc Rivers is getting ready to shake that place up. He is not a happy camper. But he made a comment earlier. I guess some guys had made a trip down to Cabo or something in the season, and he said it kind of seemed like they still had their heads stuck in Cabo. He said they keep playing like they're going to be there. They're going to be there sooner than later. So I think Doc Rivers is about to shake some world up there in Milwaukee. The Knicks are the 4 seed. 76ers the 5. The Pacers are the 6. Now, your play-in game, the Heat are the 7. They would play the Hawks right now, which have a 2.5-game lead over the Nets for that 10th spot. Orlando's the 8th. They would play the Bulls. The Heat and the Magic are actually tied, but the Heat is considered the 7 due to the tiebreaker. So, again, the way this thing plays out, you get your play-in game. So the 7 plays the 10, the 8 plays the 9. Then the lowest seed remaining plays the 1 seed. The next seed plays the 2 seed. Then your normal brackets after that, 3, 6, 4, and 5. So with the East, I think it's Boston in the field. I don't think there's any chance of anybody else being in that conversation. That's just, I don't see another team there that is going to make a run and do anything with what Boston has been able to do. The question with Philadelphia, obviously, is Joel Embiid going to be able to come back this year? A meniscus tear, it had to be surgically repaired. How quick can they get him back? We will see. The Bucks, they have just not looked like the dominant Bucks with Giannis and Dame that's there. But 8.5 games behind Boston. We've only lost 12 games this season. They're 8-2 over their last 10. But I think it's Boston in the field in the East. In the West, it's a different story. Minnesota's the 1. They've got a 1.5-game lead over Oklahoma City. Clippers are 2 games back in the 3 seed. Denver's the 4, 3 games back. Then Phoenix and New Orleans 6 games back at 33 and 22, round out the top 6. Now your 7 through 10, Dallas would play Golden State, who currently has a 2.5-game lead over the Jazz. They are the last team that is still above 500. The 8 and 9, Sacramento and the Lakers would play in that spot. So when you look at the West, I think Minnesota is obviously your front runner. I think their defensive efforts they give is second to none. But you've got to look down. Obviously, the Clippers, they're really going things now. Harden has settled in out there. OKC, a very youthful team that have some phenomenal players. And, of course, when you've got the defending champ of Denver Nuggets there, I don't know how much the regular season really means for this. You know, does it matter that the Nuggets go in as a 4 seed or they go in as a 2 seed? I don't think it matters. Jokic is going to do Jokic. But I think the Western Conference is going to be a gauntlet to get to where they need to go to. But I'm going to take Denver and Boston. I think that's going to be your NBA Finals as it goes through. I think it would be a phenomenal showdown. Jokic trying to make it 2 in a row for the Nuggets, and then Boston. I think this year's it's bang or bust. They have to get there, and if they don't get there, then then what? What do you do? You've gone so much to get to this point. Can you get over that hump? And that's the biggest thing I think they've got to figure out a way to get over that hump and finally get it to the point of where they need to be. So we'll see what they have to offer, but I don't know. NBA is just kind of a mundane point for me always. All right, time for the Border Sporting Goods rant of the week. Border Sporting Goods US 60 in Canonsburg for your hunting and fishing needs. Well, the Liberty Gun Safes come see the good folks out here at Borders. They're out here all day today. The open house, they went till 6 o'clock. They've got tons of people in here to help you out with all the questions that you may have. Great deals going on for the open house event. Come out and see Brad and the gang, and they'll get you all squared away. We're talking about a little Aretha Franklin this week. How about a little bit of respect? And, respect is a word that people throw around so much, and they're always demanding respect. What happened to the point of earning respect? That's something I've always wondered about is, I guess, the way that I was raised with my parents and my family all the way across the board was, respect was earned. It wasn't given. And you see so many people nowadays that they go out and they do something that in their eyes they feel is adversary of earning something, but the watchful eyes of those around them who have been doing this stuff, that whatever the conversation may be around, has a wealth of knowledge, is very intrigued with everything that's going on around it, may not quite see it that way. And then, of course, what do? They start screaming and demanding respect. Well, the basic fact of it is that the problem is that the way our society is wired today, we are in a microwave society. Everything is instant, has to be instant. There's no wait, there's no work, there's no desire to do something now for the future. It's what is it going to do for me now? I can't stand to do something now that's going to be paid off in 10 years or in 2 years or, for that much, in 2 weeks. It has to be now. But when it comes to respect, if you want respect, and especially from me and anybody that's around me that knows who I am, you know how this works. You want my respect, you're going to earn my respect. Don't come at me demanding respect. That right there is probably the most disrespectful thing that you can possibly do, and that's something that I don't deal with well, is being disrespected. But in a world of demands, if you want to demand respect, do something to earn that demand. Make whatever it is that you're doing worthy of being respected. And then that respect that you need, that clout that goes behind whatever it is that you're doing, it'll come. It comes very easily. And it's not so much to where it has to be shoved down your throat of, hey, look at me, hey, look at me, hey, look at me. Just do you, and the rest of it will come very easily. That's a Border Sporting Goods rant of the week. Hey, I want to say a big thanks real quickly. Coach Hager Eastling and I, we got to cover a couple games out at West Carter this week. Dickie was on the men's. He was sick. So Coach E and I, we got together, went out, did a couple games, did the game last night out there with West Carter and Bath County and the girls, and then had the boys earlier in the week. But had a great time. Always fun calling games with Coach E, and looking forward to doing some of those coming up once we get into the regional tournament over in Moorhead. But, guys, we've got 2 weeks until we tip off for the district tournament. We got 1 week of the regular season left, and then we'll play the regional tournament that first full week of March. And start state tournament, it's not too far away. And, of course, we're always talking about baseball and softball season ramping up, too. They get started the second week of March this year. But we've got a full collection of games coming up. Visit our website, Kowitz1057.com. Our latest basketball rankings are updated every Monday. We put out our 16th region poll. The statewide poll drops on Wednesday. You can drop your email in there. We'll send you an email each time that we put out our new polls, so you don't have to come looking for them. We'll just drop them right there in your email box. You don't have to worry about any spam or solicitation or any stuff like that. Each morning we drop those out, and we'll put them in there. We'll drop them right into your inbox for you. So over on YouTube as well, if you've not done so, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and hit that bell. We'll update you each time we got new material out there. Again, coming to you live from Border Sporting Goods out here in US 16 Canonsburg. They're here till 6 o'clock today. Come out and check them out. They've got all kinds of great stuff going on, great sales. Just some great people. Come out and enjoy the camaraderie with people, share some fishing stories, pick up some new gear, get ready Dickie Tiller. They've got the 16th Region Boys and Girls Basketball Show. We'll break down all the games from this past week that did play. Coach E's got his stats. He's as much as I am with stats. He'll be working through all those feverishly, getting those numbers to you. Those challenge picks, as we'll talk to a couple players, and, of course, those high fives, making their picks. I don't know that Dickie will be making any more picks that's going toward West Liberty. I heard that didn't work out too well last week. That's it for me, guys. Come and see us out of Border Sporting Goods. For everyone here at the Kool Sports Network, I'm James Carr. Have a great weekend, everyone.